we start here, but if we're going to move downward, you start working this thigh. So as long as they're comfortable, you can have a line that's sort of a sartorial line. Okay. And then as you move your hand down, this could be, if we had a little bit, you could be putting your little finger, index finger on the tendon attachment for little GTO stimulus on the hamstring. Okay, so once you've sort of done that, yeah, it does. I'm tickling your tonsil through the tendon here. No, I'm not tickling your tonsil. That's a joke. Better translate these things. All right, so then let's say if there's recent knee surgeries, there's arthritis, there's any kind of problem with the knee, then you basically have an anterior, posterior, and all you're doing is just figuring out how your hands are comfortable. Because for me, this is too high. I'd have the table down, but I can't adjust it. Normally, I'd want to sit more like that with full arm contact, but the table in my comfort zone. So I'm going to, yeah. Now, the popliteal fossa is an area just like the axillary fossa that the fascia on the lines holds you out of. So remember, this fascia goes over, and we've been reorganizing particular landmarks. Well, here's a spot where that fascia moves over the front, goes around the back. So one of the things I'm doing is sort of giving just the slightest little squeeze, just sort of, it's almost like a little, like I'm squeezing the lightest sponge, okay? And what that is that if the fingers try to press in, you see it stops me. So I'm trying to get that tissue, which is also the lying tissue, over it to relax so that it allows me to penetrate in. What you have to understand, if you can't feel like you're going behind the knee, it's probably the fascia over it is not permitting that palpatory exploration. And then what I do is I put the hand on top of the knee. And again, I'd sit here as long as necessary. Now, out of all the points, this young lady is vibrating up a storm right here. I'm getting a lot of discharge phenomena kicking in my hands. So that means I'm going to stay here. How many actually on any kind of regular basis wrap their hands around a joint like this? Good. One, two, three. Oh, good, good. In the Western culture, not this isn't a Western culture, but in, outside of India, I usually get hardly anybody. So now that tells me you're switched on about that. That's fantastic. So there you go. You can feel it responding. A lot of heat coming out of it. If they've had it's a weight-bearing joint. It's under lots of tension. So this is a way to relax it before I decide to do any of my structural work. It just becomes a beautiful opportunity just to say to this is talking to the receptors, which is giving nervous system response. That's it. My hand's getting tired doing that, I'm changing it. Now eventually what I want to do as I move down is what we begin to do, a hookup. I either want to hit collaterals somehow, or I want to make a top-bottom relationship. See, I can also be doing sleeve, couldn't I? So later as I get off of just holding, I might say, well, there's the ease bind. And then if I put a little roll or a little torsion or a little twist, I'm fulcruming. So there is the beginning of building all this technique. It started just being still. You're the judge how long you hold. I'm just trying to get mileage out of the tissue quickly, and the nervous system's compliant. Yeah, already it's starting to relax because I can press up into it now. That's quick. Now I move, I got a bottom hand, top hand. I may play with the sleeve that way. I could play with the roll. I could use torsions. I can reverse. Now I start bringing in the calcaneus with the talus. But I'm putting some extension in there and I don't like it. So I'm going to put flexion more in the knee, bring it up another pillow height, thank you. Up, I need it higher. There we go. There we go. Now I've got, so for me, flex, flex, flex in the lower extremities. Flex, flex, flex for position. Gives me the greatest joint movement. Flex, slight flexion of the hip, slight flexion of the knee. Comfortable movement so I can do dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. And then I get a more cooperative receptor. There, you can feel it. The receptors like it better. If it's in extension, if it's in lengthening, You just won't get mileage out of it. Flex, flex, flex. Flex, flex, flex. Flex, flex, flex. See, you'll wake up in a dream and you'll hear flex, flex, flex. You will. You'll get back into practice. What did he say? Oh, flex, flex, flex. This is just NLP anchoring at the simplest level in teaching. Okay? I've mastered the ability to embed phrases so that people remember things. That's all that is.
Neuro-linguistic program.
That's exactly right. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I'm playing with your subconscious, but you don't quite know that, some of you.
Are you trained in NLP?
No.
But he keeps a track.
Yeah, yeah.
I keep a thread, that's exactly right. I'm doing, oh, we got a release, didn't we? Tell them what you're feeling.
Some sort of tingling.
Perfect. I love when I hear some sort of tingling. Okay? So there's the 2 point. And I'm showing this now because you've got more than 4 at a table. So as you rotate around the table, trying the different hand positions, go ahead and do them. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to be interested to know when enough is enough and too much is happening. And I'm going to let you sort of find that out. Now, if we get something, so the person on the table is responsible for themselves. If anything gets a headache or you start getting weird stuff that feels undesirable, get their hands off your body. As you move from hand position to hand position, I encourage you to completely, everybody, take their hands off for a moment and then put the hands on. That will pace it so that it doesn't get any undesirable phenomena. Okay? Otherwise, go play. And I'll table teach it.
Can you put one hand on